The Kingdom Dreams are excited to partner with Fiverr, where we got our logo designed. You can find the perfect freelance service for any of your business needs. If you need a logo design, voiceover translation, blog post, social media boost, you can find the right person for the job on Fiverr. Check the link below. If you're on YouTube, you can see it in the descriptions. If you're listening to the podcast, check our show notes. Fiverr.
As I have a dream, and staggered by the winds of police brutality, you have been the veterans of creative suffering.
The ballot or the bullet
is to either ignore them
liberty or death,
or to deny them without giving details.
And we stand together to win the war.
One small step for man. Yes, we can. Can we all get along?
Bruh, it's crazy out here. We back in here, warming up a little bit, something like that. It's the Wild Wild World Show with Kellen and Will. The last preseason game before we come back. Kellen, how you doing, man?
What up, though? What's good, though?
Everybody's
Why do I
locked
keep
inside.
tossing my head back when I say that, though?
That's part of you have to do it that way. It's just part of how it is, man. But it's on YouTube now as well, so you can see it all.
No. What's good, Pete? What's good, Will?
Man, living life. It's been too long. It's been a hectic, crazy off season, which is why we needed another preseason before we kick this thing off coming April 2020, season 3 of the Wild Wild World Show.
Coming soon.
It's coming back. Yep, coming back.
Let's get it. But you're right. Feels like it has been a long time since we spoke, at least digitally like this,
It's true.
Since we done chopped it up over these digital Wild Wild World airwaves. It's definitely been a minute as we've been taking this time off, but I'm glad to be here with you, my brother, for this very last, I assume, preseason episode.
Unless something crazy pop off in the next 2 weeks before April.
So, as much as I love recording these with you, I really hope we don't have another episode until the season kicks off, because that means some more nonsense than going down in the world.
Enough chaos that we felt compelled happened.
Yeah.
Which is hard because there's a lot of chaos out there.
There is. We felt compelled previously too, but just life got in the way. So that
we
definitely
held back
things
a little
in the
bit.
last few months we were talking about. Yeah.
But we're
here now.
We're here now. So let me give you quick announcements, Kellen, so the people know what's happening because they haven't heard from us in a minute.
Breaking news.
They gotta make sure they still subscribed on the podcast feed. They got to make sure it's still downloading so they don't miss anything.
Right.
They've been asking questions like where you went. But we're here coming April, Wild Wild World. The Kingdom Dreamers is doing more. We got something big coming on Monday. You should be hearing this on Friday.
We're the best KD out there. The best KD out there at anything.
Don't get it twisted.
The best
KD. But
all
the
the
Kingdom
other KDs
Dreamers,
suck.
That's facts. And we've talked about that many times, so you should know exactly what we're talking about. But Kingdom Dreamers, Monday, we're going to release our Patreon page. So if you're a podcast head, you probably heard of Patreon. If you're not, let me tell you, it's a way you can support us so we can actually create more, do more, put out more content. And it's a way you can join the community. So
please.
You can support us for as little as $5 a month. There's all sorts of benefits to that. You get joined into a Discord chat community. So your priority when we do questions. Some benefits have T-shirts, books. You got all sorts of things. So it's coming Monday. You have to check it out. Patreon.com/KingdomDreamers.
It's going to be popping. We talk about that Discord community. We want to get it going. Like some of y'all might be the folks, some of y'all might be the type that, you were active on social media, something like that. Some of y'all might want to join some of those conversations, but, people be acting crazy on there. But, it's a safe space where you can not only interact with us and the topics that we got going on in the show, but, we're trying to build that community up. And so it's a really, really easy, simple way to do it. And, hey, all it takes is one-time action. Come support the podcast. All you got to do is sign up, click, and everything is automatic after that. And really, it's a good, podcast ain't free. I have people hollering at me all the time. You can tell I'm out of practice because I can't talk. But they say, hey, Kel's I've had multiple people ask me, how do you get a podcast started? They're interested. The reality is there's fees to host the web, to host it on the website.
Podcast.
There's fees in terms of you got to buy the equipment, get new equipment, keep stuff up. If you want to have something hot and popping, get some editing, things like that, folks that do that charge some money, and it just takes time. So like this stuff ain't free, although it's free to use. So this is just a cool opportunity for folks that want to support, to go out and support. There ain't nothing that's about to get us rich and nothing like that. There ain't no hustle, nothing like that. It's just a way to support, to help cover some of these fees that come with it. And also, again, you get some cool stuff out of it. You get gear, you get things of that nature. A lot of times with Patreon, you might get more in merch and stuff like that, than you actually provide and support, on a yearly basis. But it's just something we would appreciate. Just to let you know. So if not, it's cool. It's still free. Come on, check us out. Anybody, we love you regardless. But if you feel so compelled, holla at us.
So every tier gets in the Discord community, which is just like an old school private chat room. So you get priority, and we get to build that community. So check it out. Make sure you follow us on all social media so you know when it launches. We got some contests coming up too later in March. You got to know. So follow us on Twitter, William R. Horn, HORNE. You already know where it is. You can follow Kellen on allboy_K_R on Twitter, and Kingdom Dreamers at Kingdom X Dreams. Also, if you want merch, kingdomdreamer.com got some new merch up.
The merch is here.
Yep.
And it's hot, and it's pretty fire. We started off simple. We got a couple items, but it's good. It's high quality stuff. The hats is fire, Will.
Yep.
We got our slogans. Look, go check it out. This is gonna be the next big thing. We gonna be bigger than G Unit Gear. We're gonna be bigger than Rockaware. You know what I'm saying?
Gear.
We're gonna be bigger than Sean John. We're gonna be bigger than Baby Fat. What else was popping in the late 90s?
Fashion. That's a good question. What were those shoes?
It's gonna be bigger than Carl Kanai.
K-Swiss's was popping in too, but like
I don't know about K-Swiss. K-Swiss on another level, man. I don't know if we can get with K-Swiss.
No, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Oh, we can all right. Look, K-Swiss, we coming for you. The all whites.
Yep. We coming for it. But
all white shell tops. We got you. That's
yeah. Y'all know what it is. Yeah. But anyway, point is we're back. Lots of new stuff coming this year. So you're going to start seeing consistency. I know we had an off period, but we was adjusting in life. I'm in a different part of the country, had a baby. Kellen's out here trying to father the world.
I'm glad you just said that. Hold on. You just skimmed over the top. I'm in a different part of the country, had a baby, blah, 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 blah. You had a whole person.
Whole human. Whole new human up in here.
Whole human being.
Which delayed the podcast process, but for good reason. For good reason.
Y'all that are listening, you might not know this, but Will has aged 7 years in the last 3 months.
That's facts.
Nah, not really. But look, I can see it in your eyes, though. The maturity, the sense of responsibility, the joy that comes from fathering, such a lovely young man, is just radiating off of you. So you somehow look more joyous and worn down at the same time. I don't know how that works, but it's there.
The beauty of fatherhood, man. The beauty of fatherhood.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
You can see the smirk on YouTube if you check it out. So anyway, point is this year's going to be fly, so be ready for it. Do people still use the word fly anymore? I don't know if they do.
I'm old. I still use the word fly. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. All right, well, we'll bring it back if it's not in use anymore.
Like, we'll still call a woman fine. I don't know what they say these days, but
that's true. That's true.
Put it this way: if it's slang my 15-year-old son uses, I ain't trying to really use it anyway. To be real with you,
that's fair. That's fair. We don't need to be in that category. So
there got to be a little bit of a generational gap there in terms of our language.
Let's keep the levels there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, so this is the preseason. So we came because there's some chaos we got to talk about real quick. Maybe not real quick, but Kellen, what have you been seeing in the world? Everybody's probably listening now because they're stuck at home.
Basically, the world is ending. We're in the first 15 minutes of a movie right now. We're all gonna die, and I don't even know why we're talking about Patreon and merch and all of this. Because real talk, ain't gonna be nothing. There ain't gonna be nowhere to wear the merch to. You know what I'm saying? People gonna be stuck in the house. Everybody gonna be in their drawers and sweatpants for the next 6 months. And if you leave the house, you're gonna die. Like, that's basically what's going on. At least that's what I've gleaned from the news, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Look, the coronavirus is taking over our lives. It's taking over everything. It is simultaneously scary and not all that scary at the same time. Well, I got a lot of feelings. I got a lot of thoughts.
I do too.
We're trying to figure this thing out. What do you think? What's your initial thoughts on what's going on in the world right now?
Well, so I mean, this stuff started hitting. So I'm pastoring a Chinese church. So this stuff hit us early, right? Because we had people actually in China when it was breaking out in Wuhan. So, church attendance got cut in half, all these things. So, there's fear. There's all these things about it. It probably overreactions. But let me say this. The fact that they canceled the NBA, they canceled the NCAA March Madness tournament. South by Southwest got canceled. That's some money coming into Texas they got rid of. NHL's canceled. What else is canceled? Half the soccer leagues around the world, the whole country of Italy. So the fact is,
the whole country of Italy got canceled like a bad Twitter account.
For real though, that's fact. So it's like people are like, people love to complain when stuff like that happen, but to see corporate like big things like this that cancel stuff that loses them billions, millions of dollars means something for real is up, right? Because cats don't go away from their money that easy. So there's something to it, right?
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know, it's a mixed bag. What frustrates me the most, I guess, off the initial, right, is scrolling through Twitter and social media. It's like everybody get their information about this disease off of some memes, and then Johnny and rural. Exactly. Good point. But Johnny out here in rural America is telling us not to worry about it, and it's all media fake. But it's like cats are shutting down their money, and anytime disease stuff like this happen, the vulnerable become more vulnerable. That's what I'm thinking.
That's very, very real. Although they did finally, the congresswoman or senator, I think it's congresswoman, did finally get the head of the CDC today, as we record this. What is this, Thursday evening, to commit publicly to providing free testing and treatment for everybody.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Regardless of insurance. Yeah, that just happened. Now,
That's
again,
good.
it's just them talking and, during a hearing or meeting or whatever. So I don't know what actually is going to come out of that, but hopefully people can all get tested, because I know that's a big thing. I mean, look, there's so many angles to this. Like when you go down one, you start thinking about another. Like as we were just talking about, a big thing about this is people in America in particular, we got this whole thing where, my granddaddy was a real man because he, went to work in the factories or the coal mine for 37 years and never missed a day sick or whatever. And it's like, your granddaddy probably should have took some sick days, right? Like, that's not a thing that we realize now. We don't want to admire that. We in this country need to start allowing people to stay their butts home when they're sick. Understanding that, for the majority of human history, that wasn't what was allowed for people. But nowadays, we got things like sick time, vacation time. We want to be able to
if you're lucky.
Right, but that's what, as you said, the poor folks in society, a lot of the working class people don't have that luxury. And so what happens is you coughing, you feeling not well, you go to work anyway because you don't get paid if you don't go. Look, I'm gonna be real. For the last how many years of my life, I've been blessed to have jobs where I have plenty of sick time and vacation time and all of that. Even me, if I'm not feeling well, I still feel some internal or external pressure to go to work. Yeah. Like real talk, I've taken more sick days because my kids have been sick than myself. In that sense, I will go in feeling like garbage because I feel like, you're supposed to go to work, and people will hold it against you if you're not showing up. And so, even just with the spread of this, like, we're praying that people will actually go keep themselves home and actually go get checked up when they need to. But that's just one of 1,000 angles on this. Maybe we need to pick something and run with it.
That's true. Well, because there's 1,000 angles, right? Because there is, of course, outrage, fear, and panic, which is a little overboard, right? Media got to make good stories too, but to say, there's a balance to it, right? There's a balance to the fear and the panic. But here's the big thing I keep hearing. I want to hear your thoughts on, Kellen. It's not a big deal, right? Because all these people die of the flu every year, right? More people die of the flu every year, so it ain't no big deal. People tripping. What do you think about that?
Well, I think this thing ain't been around every year, so you know what I'm saying? Our numbers is a little skewed, right? And here's the deal, like real talk. We know people die of the flu. The flu's kill percentage is what, like 5% or something low like that. I don't remember. I saw the stats a while ago. I don't have it in front of me, but it's very low. But there are people that die from the flu on a regular basis, and we understand that if you are sick in other areas or have compromised immune system, whatever, something like the flu is much more dangerous to you. This thing is new, but its kill rate is much, much, much higher than the flu. It's only like 3%, but that's still a whole lot of people, right? And so even 3%, if 100 folks get sick, and if it's a pandemic, like say you got a high school, if 100 kids get sick, by that 3% metric, 3 of them will die. Now, again, I understand that that's not exactly how this works. Out of that 3%, a high number of them are going to be the elderly and the already sick and all of those sorts of things, right? But just the reality is, even though it doesn't have a high kill rate, we still ain't trying to spread the thing around. And in real talk, that's partially why it's spreading so much, right? Like people talk about Ebola, but like we've been waiting on Ebola to kill us since like 1996 or whatever, right? Like I used to watch Outbreak over and over and over again when I was a kid. Real talk, like I love that movie, right? I don't know why, but I've been waiting on Ebola to kill me for years. The thing is, if you catch Ebola, you're gonna be dead within a couple of days, right? Or maybe not within a couple of days, but you're not traveling. You're sick and you are in the hospital, quarantine, or whatever. This thing, because it is almost like the flu in terms of the symptoms, you can have a flu for a week without realizing it, right? That's why it's spreading so much, because it's not killing everybody, because it's not taking you out like that, right? So the whole issue is that we don't want it to spread. Not that it's the most dangerous thing ever. It's the fact that the more people it hits, the more people will die. The percentages are just what they are. And so to keep people from dying, we have to keep it from spreading.
Yeah. And there's 2 things with that, right? Because it's like you want less people sick because you're overwhelming the healthcare systems, right?
Right.
But 2, if you care about those who are vulnerable, meaning those who are elderly, those who are, have already immune system problems, then you don't want it to spread, right? Even if you're not that yourself or have anybody in your life that's that. It seems pretty arrogant to say, yeah, no big deal, right?
That actually would be pretty amazing. Like, no. I don't got no old people in my life. I don't got
So
no
I'm
young
straight.
people. Ain't no sick people. Everybody I know is between the ages of like 16 and 46. Perfect.
Hey. Well, and this is the thing, right? Is mugs get arrogant when stuff hasn't hit them yet, even if they have older people in their lives, right?
That's very true.
You get arrogant until that stuff hit home. Right, and it's the same thing.
It's like kids do parkour until they fall on their head. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, right? When it hits home directly, that changes the situation. But the other thing is that just the lack of concern. Like we're now concerned because it's in America, right? But it's been global, wreaking havoc.
Well, that's the thing. We don't care about other countries. I mean, that's
exactly right.
I mean, you can tell me Italy to shut down. What do I care? I ain't Catholic. Why I care about Italy? I you know what I'm saying? I don't even eat Mediterranean food every day, just like twice a week. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about what's going on in Italy. Hey, but real talk, I mean, it is funny, as you said it, like we don't think about it. I have really been driving around, like when I'm on my way, living life, and I keep thinking about this is the first 15 minutes of a movie. Like I know people been talking about that movie recently in the Outbreak, and there's always in all of these virus movies where something goes down, even if it's zombies or whatever, you always have that part in the movie where everybody's just going on about their life, and the scientists, at the CDC or whatever is freaking out, talking about we need to quarantine everybody, we need to shut down the city, and they got the shots of everybody, like kids playing in the playground, like picking flowers, and then people just driving back and forth to work, and then they got to talk to their loved one and say, babe, you need to stay home because it's dangerous. Like I have a big presentation, so like all of this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody dead in a week. Like I keep trying.
Then you wait 3 years and it's an I Am Legend movie all of a sudden.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm in a B-roll right now. So like that is what keeps going through my head. And I'm like, in 6 months will I look back and be like, why in the world was I going to work? You know what I'm saying? Now we got zombies eating our faces. You know what I'm saying? I could have just stayed home and we'd all been safe theoretically. Or why didn't I just pack up and move to the woods? Right now when I could have before everybody took it serious. I'm telling you, it might be an outbreak situation here pretty soon. Will.
No, you're right.
No, the NBA, the National Basketball Association shut down. The NCAA, which
March
the
Madness tournament,
organization.
that's wild.
Look, not only the March Madness, the NCAA tournament shut down, but all the conference tournaments shut down. These are the major money makers throughout the year. Also with television revenue, and the NCAA has shown us over and over and over again that they don't care, not a one bit about any of these quote unquote student athletes that are there. They don't care nothing about these kids, right? They consistently have showed us that over the last like 30 years, right? And they shut it down like, yeah, no, we're going to give up this $500 million or whatever that we stand to make, because we just can't do it. They ain't suspended. They shut it down. So that's when I got scared. That's when I'm like, okay, well, we got to talk about this because these folks giving up money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie. I'm a little heated. Not about the NCAA, about the NBA. And there's a conspiracy at work here. Well, I ain't going to talk about it yet. We'll come back to it. But I'm just telling you, there's a conspiracy at work here, I think. I'm going to throw it out there for you. We'll get back to it, though.
Okay. But no, you're right. Once I started seeing cats that – we're not talking about like just a little change, like a couple games. We're talking like billions of dollars being lost. And, once that happened, I was like, if cats are willing to lose their money, this is something serious. Because the same thing they canceled South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. That brings in like – I think it's up in the billions. It's close to it in revenue to Texas.
That's the whole reason Austin exists.
South by Southwest. Why else you go to Austin, right?
Yeah, what's the point of it? Look, hey, and y'all think I'm joking. Look, I grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? Greatest state in the union, at least during the summer months. Like,
during 1 month a year.
In St. Paul, across the river over there is a whole section of land that is titled the State Fairgrounds, right? This is in the middle of a city, right? It's a whole section. It's a huge area that's State Fairgrounds, and they do some stuff on it throughout the year. But for the most part, that land is basically empty, except for the 2 weeks of the State Fair in August, because they make so much doggone money off of that State Fair that they are cool with having that land essentially sit empty and unused for the vast majority of the year because they make so much money during that 1-2 week time frame. So, and that's a city, that's St. Paul and Minneapolis. There's 3.5 million people, almost 4 million people in that area, right? Austin is not that big. South by Southwest is probably bigger than the Minnesota State Fair. People come from all over the place, right?
South by Southwest, one of the biggest conference.
Right. So it's real when we talk about they're like a huge portion of the Austin economy. I'm guessing. I'm not an expert on Austin because why would I be? Because it's Austin. But you know what I'm saying? But I'm guessing it's a huge portion of their economy or their economic input coming in. It's just like when LeBron left Cleveland and the city went back to being a crap hole.
Yeah, I forget the numbers. It was like something like $4 or $5 million a night when LeBron left was left from the economy. Yeah, something wild like that.
It's big. I mean, we out here kind of by Milwaukee. They got what's the festival that's out here? I don't remember now.
I mean, they have like Lollapalooza in Chicago and all those things. I don't know what you're thinking about.
I don't remember what it's called. It's some big music festival out here. This is great podcasting, by the way.
That's why it's the preseason, though. That's why it's the preseason. I was trying to find how much money South by Southwest brought into Texas.
A lot.
Oh, so it says the economy impacted on Austin, or the economic impact on Austin for South by Southwest in 2019 was $355.9 million.
Doggone. Yeah, I'm thinking of Summerfest in Milwaukee. So yes, I mean,
you're talking about like $400 million almost.
That's a lot of money. It's a lot. But so here's the other thing, though. Like, let's be real. We're a little cynical out here, right? Are they canceling these things because? Well, let's talk about it. It's not altruistic necessarily, right? So they can be canceling these things because it is a public health risk and because they are concerned about the safety of the public, or it could be worried about the PR hit. Because let's be real, say the NBA, we'll go back to sports. I apologize again to my non-sports fans, but that's kind of how I roll. Like, let's say the NBA continued on with their games, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say they even did what they said they were going to do, and they had no fans in there. But a bunch of players ended up getting sick and then affecting their family and all of that sort of thing. And maybe nobody even dies, right? But they're just getting sick, and obviously this is a big PR thing, right? Yeah. That is a huge PR hit for the league because they're saying, okay, we don't really care so much about our players' health. Like, people will hold that against the league. right? Especially a league like the NBA, which already has quote unquote image issues, largely because it's like 80% black, right? But but remember how long baseball took to recover, and it still has never really recovered.
That's true.
From
That's true.
the I'm sorry, one of my kids knocked on my door for some reason, knowing that I'm recording and it distracted me. But baseball, yeah, when they had the lockout years ago, basically fans were like, screw y'all.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are all about the money. Y'all don't care about us. And so baseball took years and years to recover back to pre-lockout levels, if they ever have. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I remember it was a big story for a while. So
yeah, no, that's true though, and I don't know if that's any conspiracy. That makes sense though, because they could lose more money in the long run. But because who are the two players that got Rudy Gobert got sick, and then Donovan Mitchell got sick on the Jazz?
Rudy Gobert, if y'all don't know who Rudy Gobert is, he's a basketball player. If you don't know who he is, I'm not even gonna waste your time. But he's a pretty well-known basketball. He's an all-star, or whatever. This fool days ago, because he thought he was being funny.
It was on Monday, bro.
It was on Monday. He thought he was being funny. He was in a press conference or whatever, and as he was walking out, decided to jokingly like touch all of the microphones and rub his hand on the microphones and all that. Some of his teammates reported that he had been kind of jokingly being non-cautious about the whole, touching or whatever, I guess, purposefully touching people and things. And then this fool comes up and has the virus and then infected one of his teammates. Yep. Well, actually, look, we don't know if he's the one that infected his teammate or his teammate's the one. We don't know how that necessarily worked. But point is, this fool was touching everybody and playing around. Now folks are sick, including himself. Like, if this ain't, if he ain't wearing a dumb sticker for the week, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's
pretty arrogant. He came out and apologized for his stupidity, but it's super arrogant. There's also this GIF. I don't know if it's actually from the last week, but there's a GIF of Rudy Gobert running by Donovan Mitchell and rubbing his head and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he got sick too. That's
and look, here's the thing. He's actually French, so his name is pronounced Gobert, but we calling him Gobert because we're
America.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna pronounce his name correctly after he doing that idiocy. Like,
that's true.
That's nonsense. But see, that's the thing though. He's taking a PR hit because of that. Because he was being unsafe. So how big of a PR hit would the NBA take? And that's the NCAA is a whole nother thing. Like,
yeah, especially with the student athlete narrative they're trying to keep together.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if they hadn't done what they did, if somebody got sick, it'd be smoke in the city. But like colleges right now, I mean, I'm not reporting nothing that y'all don't know or can't easily look up, but there are colleges that are shutting down.
Oh, the majority of state colleges have to shut down online.
Yeah, the Big Ten just today shut down all its spring sports. Said we're done. And they even said like sports can't recruit. Like, you can't go visit a kid. Like, recruiting's a big deal. They said you can't even go recruiting. You can't bring nobody on campus. Nothing. They done. It's a wrap. They're like, yo, we are not going to spread this. We ain't getting sued. Like that's what it comes down to. They are not going to get sued. They're not going to have anybody claiming that they didn't do everything in their power to keep their students and their employees and everybody healthy. So,
well, it's going all the way down to the ground too, because we had the Kentucky governor reported just like Tuesday, I believe, that he didn't want any churches meeting this weekend. He wanted all churches to. Oh,
that's the devil right there. That's the devil right there. Well,
so we have a Zoom church.
They say miles too and all of that stuff too.
I don't know, but it's basically just he encouraged people to not have any church gatherings this weekend. So we have a Zoom church, man. I'm gonna be preaching from this exact same place, sitting in my desk.
Hey,
it's gonna be weird.
Put the whole service out here as a podcast. Wild Church.
Wild Church edition.
Hey, look, it's about to start affecting our lives. I was just telling my son, he plays AAU. I said they might cancel your season. Yeah. He's like, oh no, but his team is playing on the Adidas circuit. Adidas is a major company. This isn't just little local tournaments. This is
so they don't want that.
Yeah, and AAU is that's a cesspool. That's they have 40 teams playing in a gym. Granted, gym usually has like 4 or 5, 6 courts or something like that. But you got bunch of dirty teenagers, dirty, sweaty teenagers, and from multiple cities and towns and areas coming all into one place. Parents and somebody's gonna cancel that pretty soon. So
Yeah. Well,
School.
that is another thing to talk about is the fallout from a lot of these things. Like think about NCAA tournaments canceled. Think about all the seniors and when it does, like you miss out on all that stuff. Like there's a lot of fallout for how people's. You gonna remember this year is what I'm saying.
Here's my conspiracy theory. Will.
All right, let's hear it.
Conspiracy theory: the powers that be do not want LeBron to get that 4th title.
This is the best conspiracy theory I've ever heard, man.
They do not want LeBron to get that 4th title. LeBron,
it's all the MJ fans out here putting this together.
MJ and Kobe fans. Look, RIP Kobe. We ain't even talked about the Kobe thing, and we ain't gonna get all into it because it's the precedent. It's still. I was a Kobe hater for many years, and it's still wild to me that man is not alive and with us. Yeah. It's like I'm still shook when I talk about it, right? But we know somehow, some way, and this is not look. It's been enough time. I'm gonna just speak bluntly. Somehow, some way, Kobe had like these stands that like loved Kobe more than anything. And when he was alive, God rest his soul, I didn't get it because I was like, Kobe is a basketball sociopath. He the one that said you don't need friends. Like I can have friends when I retire. Like Kobe ain't need.
That's true.
I used to say Kobe wouldn't pee on y'all if y'all was on fire. I don't know why y'all love him so much, right? Kobe is a sociopath. I used to joke and say Kobe was 5'9", he'd be a serial killer, not a basketball player, right? Like that was my. I'm sorry, RP again, but like that was the mentality. So I don't know why he developed the stands that he had, but Kobe stands is something serious, They in LA, there's a lot of money, a lot of power in LA, and even though they're Lakers fans. A lot of these folks are more Kobe fans than they are Laker fans, right? You know what I'm saying? So, especially the non-LA based Kobe fans, which there's a lot of them out there, right? So here's the thing. LeBron is looking better than ever right now. Or maybe not better than ever, but LeBron is looking like vintage LeBron.
MVP year 17.
His squad is on the road. Yeah, he's in the MVP race. Looking like it's real strong case for that title number 4. You know what I'm saying? And somehow, some way, at this point in time, not any of those other years when the Warriors was winning titles, not last year when LeBron ain't had no squad with him. Now when he has the first realistic shot at a title in like 4 years since they beat the Warriors the first time, all of a sudden this coronavirus pop up, all of a sudden the league getting canceled, all of a sudden, I don't know.
I see the connections, bro. I see the connections.
The King was coming for that 4th title. They don't want it. They don't want it. Kobe got 5, but even with Kobe having 5, they can say, look, LeBron got 4. Kobe only had 2 on his own without Shaq. And LeBron got 4. He coming for that 5th, and he ain't never had the help with Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think something's fishy's up, Will.
That's a fair statement. I see all the logic connection.
I think something fishy's up. Look, the NBA suspended this season. How many deaths have we experienced from this in the U.S.?
Cup. Well, I think it's probably 8 or something like that. Yeah, most of them were in Washington.
The NBA canceling the season for something where there's single-digit deaths nationwide, including in Washington, where they don't even got a team no more. By their own choice, they could have had a team in Washington. They said, screw Seattle. We don't want a team in Seattle. We don't care about y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? And they suspended the season? It's got more to do with Brian than anything, man. I don't know.
Hey, well, welcome to the Wild Wild World show.
I don't know. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Will.
That's wild, though. I really didn't see that conspiracy theory coming, man. That's I should have saw that coming.
Now you won't be able to not think about it.
I know. I'm gonna be like LeBron haters, bro.
That's what it's all. LeBron haters. It's all Brian haters.
LeBron haters want the world that burned.
This is Kobe Stan's last gift to Kobe. That's what this is. They done made that. They done draw their murals. People getting tattoos on their chest for Kobe. Like they're doing all of this stuff. Now they're like, look, Kobe, as a parting gift to you. You know what I'm saying? We can't worship at your feet no more, but we can make sure Brian don't get 5 titles. We can make sure of that.
Well, there you have it. Coronavirus solved.
Yep. I'm just saying. Why you think Paul George signed with the Clippers in the offseason? Somebody kicking that man money off under the table. That's all. I'm telling you. Well, actually, Paul George got traded. I meant Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean? Somebody
got money to make this happen, but there it is. You have
There
anything
it
else
is.
to add to the preseason? I think that's a great place to end it as your conspiracy theory.
Look, I just hope that when we come back, that we can talk about, man, that was a wild couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I forgot to tell you and the people. I just came back from the grocery store. Before we record this, I said, little something was in my ear saying, Kev, you need to make sure that you go ahead and stock up. Because, you keep hearing about it, and tomorrow's Friday and the weekend's coming, and you ain't going to be able to get nothing up in there. So I roll up in the grocery store, get a couple things or whatever, head down the paper goods aisle. No, there ain't no toilet paper at all. I've been hearing about this. I thought it was kind of a joke. I figured, okay, that's on the cover. There is no toilet paper in the doggone grocery store. Like none. We're going to be wiping our butts with tissue, you know what I'm saying, with napkins, you know what I'm saying. Look, go to McDonald's, order a small fry, and ask for a bag of napkins. Like, that's what you're going to have to do. Because I know you ain't got no bidet in your crib. You know what I'm saying? It's not the fall, so ain't a whole bunch of leaves on the ground. Like, you're going to have to figure something out. So you're going to have to go get these napkins. I'm telling you, it's not the greatest idea. Get flushable wipes and napkins. That's the move. Flushable wipes and napkins.
Welcome to a segment of life advice from Kellen.
Hey, you might have to moisten the napkins a little bit depending on where you get them from. If they from McDonald's or something, you might be straight. If they from your local diner, they're probably gonna be a little rough. You have to moisten them if you want to use them. Probably rip them in half too because they're a little long. You don't want to clog up all your piping.
Hey man,
I'm just saying.
Listen, man, Germex and toilet paper is gonna be the new commodity on the market, bro. This is gonna be the money maker.
Hey, hustle. Hey, and look, all you students, actually, I'm not going to advocate that you do anything, but I'm just saying, well, back in my day, when I didn't have access to paper goods, and at that time, access meant money to purchase, but just access in general, right, to paper goods. I was known to empty out a backpack, wander around, my college campus, just as a normal student would do. You walk around campus talking to people, listening to your headphones, minding your business. And sometimes when you're doing that, you need to use the bathroom. And sometimes you go in a stall, and you spend a couple minutes in a stall, or like 10 seconds in a stall. And then, you might pop out of that stall because, that thing wasn't right. Maybe the toilet didn't look right. But while you happen to be in there, sometimes you can, kind of twist that knob to get the other set of toilet paper. And sometimes you might just pull some toilet paper on out the toilet paper holder, and slide it in your backpack, and do that in a couple restrooms around school. And when you come back home, now all of a sudden you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 toilet paper rolls, and life is okay. And maybe you stop by the calf because you were hungry, and maybe the calf you stock up on some napkins and plastic knives and forks and spoons and all the other necessities. That's maybe fair. Even salt and pepper packets, ketchup packets, things of that nature that you need to live, So I'm just saying, like, I know how to survive a situation like this if I needed to. I'm just saying, if life went that way, I can figure things out. Yeah. Right. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I got experience living that life.
But listen,
I got a couple
empty
backpacks here.
Some gold advice from Kellen himself. And we have a new segment coming up on our show in the season called Life Advice with Kellen. You just got a snippet of it right there.
That's a little bit for you.
A little bit for you to save you in this season of COVID-19.
There's always toilet paper somewhere.
That's how we're going to end. There's always toilet paper somewhere. This is the Wild Wild World preseason. Check us out. Coming early April, season 3, kingdomdreamer.com. There's toilet paper out there. Find it.
It's yours.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Wild Wild World Show. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. Follow us on Twitter at KingdomXDreams and learn more at kingdomdreamer.com.
Excited to bring to you today a sponsor for this podcast. Logos Bible Software and the Kingdom Dreamers have teamed up to bring you an exclusive deal right now. If you click on the link in the description here on YouTube or in the show notes of your podcast, you can get the fundamental package for their Bible software plus 5 pre-selected books and several other $199 offers. I've been using Logos for a decade, a little bit more than a decade now, and it's been an incredible tool in my Bible study. I have tons of commentaries on there, tons of language work that I do on there. It's a part of my daily routine, a part of my sermon prep, a part of my study. So if you haven't tried out Logos Bible software, give it a try. Click on the link. Got a special deal for you to get started. Check out the software. You won't regret it.